and turn Priam's city into rubble.
A man whose body will be clothed in golden armor,
fashioned by Hephaestus himself, and given as a gift to him by the divine goddess.
But as for you, daughter of Agamemnon,
even though you're not raised among the sounds of the shepherd's flute, even though you're raised instead by your mother's side, raised to be adorned one day as a bride to one of Iacchus' descendants,
you, my young girl, will be dragged down like the spotted deer.
Or like a young heifer is dragged down from some rocky mountain's cave, dragged down there to the goddess's altar.
Then the Greeks shall tie a garland around your fair hair and stain your human throat with your own blood.
where's the strength of your face gone? Where's the strength of the face of modesty and of virtue gone? Alas, the strength rests with the reverence, and virtue is now scorned by the mortals.
God's laws are ruled by lawlessness, and mortals don't unite to stand against the wrath of heaven.
Where is Lydia? Has found out her father. Oh gods, where should I start? What pain should I mention first or second or last? Every pain is just as unbearable.
What's wrong with you two? You're both in such a state of distress and confusion.
Answer me honestly, husband.
No need to ask me to answer you honestly. What is it?
Is it your wish to kill our child?
What? What a disgraceful thought to have in your mind. What a dreadful thing to say.
Stop your shouting. Just answer my question.
Then make it a reasonable one.
My question is nothing but reasonable. Now make your answer reasonable also.
Holy fate and fortune, holy spirit of mine.
Yes, fate. Yours and mine and hers too. A black fate for all three of us.
Why, what have they done to you?
What have they done to me? You have the impudence to ask that. But no, this impudence of yours will miss its mark.
What is it that you want from me?
I know your plans. I know everything. I know what you want to do with me. So go on.
Someone has discovered my plans. I will say nothing in my defense. I'd only be adding disgrace and shame to my already sullied name.
Listen then, and listen to me well. I will speak plainly and clearly for you. No fancy, confusing words for you. The plain truth. You have married me by brutal force and by murder. You have murdered Tantalus, my first husband, and with even more brutal violence, you now tear away my baby from my breast and dash it hard against the ground. So angry were my twin brothers, the Dioscuri, that they came charging down from Zeus's side on their glistening horses, ready to fight you. But you went begging to my father, Tyndareus, and he not only saved you, but made me your wife. I have accepted my fortune, Agamemnon, and you'll admit I've always been a good wife to you, faithful, devoted, tempered in nuptial duties, a very good keeper of your house. Yes, I've always been a very good housekeeper for you. When you went into that house, you felt a great deal of joy, and when you came out of it, you felt a very wealthy man. Such good wives, Agamemnon, are rare, but those of the other sort, the bad ones, they are everywhere. Look there. I have borne you this son, a son and 3 daughters, and now you tear one of them from my hand so violently. You are drowning me in misery. Tell me then, Agamemnon, tell me, what shall your response be to someone who asks you why you killed our daughter? What reason will you give? But no, let me speak on your behalf, because I know what you will say. You will say that I have killed my daughter because my brother Menelaus needs to get back his Helen. What a wonderful excuse. What a price to pay for the sake of saving a slut. Your own baby. You would kill the one who's loved by all to save the one who's hated by all. Tell me Agamemnon, tell me, after you've gone on your expedition, gone away for a long time and left me here in this house alone, with my darling daughter's chair empty, with my darling daughter's bedroom empty, what sort of heart do you think will be beating in my breast? I will be here alone, wailing, crying bitter tears, yelling, Iphigenia, your father has killed you, him, by his own hand, he and he alone, no one else has done this. What will I and the rest of your family think of you? We, your children, and I will give you the welcome an evil man deserves. By the gods, Agamemnon, don't make me do it. Don't make me become evil. Don't become an evil man. I see. So you will sacrifice your daughter. Well then, Agamemnon, tell me, what will your prayer, your plea to the gods be? What will you ask them to grant you as your knife cuts through your daughter's throat? Will it be a safe return? I think not. Should you not be expecting a poisonous welcome since you are departing like a snake? Do I not also have the right to make my own prayer to the gods about you? Do you think I'll be asking them to treat you well? Don't suppose for a minute that to be true. We would be treating the gods as fools if we thought they would act kindly towards murderers. After you come back, after you've returned from the expedition and come back to Argos, will you have the gall to put your arms around one of your children? What a shocking sight that would be. Which one of them will it be? Which one will not look at you and think that it will be the next that you will sacrifice to the altar? Have you thought of any of this, Agamemnon? Or do you just go around wandering about the army camp parading with the scepter of a general? Is being a general the only thing you have in your mind? Think of your daughter for once and make a fair proposal to the army. Ask them if they really want to go to Troy. And if they do, well, let them draw lots with their own children included. Why should you be the only one to sacrifice our daughter as victim to the altar? Or else, let Menelaus kill his Hermione. This is his doing, his and his wife's, so let him kill his wife's daughter. Why should I, a faithful wife, endure the misery of having a child killed while she, a slut, gets to rejoice in having her daughter kept safely at home in Sparta? If I am right, Agamemnon, do the sensible thing. Don't kill our darling.
If only I could sing like Orpheus, Father. Orpheus, who could charm even the heartless rocks into following him. If I could use such a voice and have them all convinced to agree with me, have them charmed to follow me, then I would use that voice. Nevertheless, I have no such voice, Father. My only voice, my only skill is in my tears. And so, I'm giving them to you. I'm giving you all my tears. I'm giving you everything I have. Here's the body of a suppliant, Father. Here's the body that your wife gave birth to. Please, I beg you, do not cut off my life short. Do not let me enjoy the sleep light of day, and do not force me to enter the world beneath the earth. I was your first one, Father. The first one to call you Father, and the first one you called daughter. Me, Father. I was the first to play on your knee, and the first of your children to enjoy your love, and the first to give you a child's love. Do you remember, Father? You used to ask me, I wonder, my darling, will I get to see you one day, married and settled happily into the home of your husband, your life ever blossoming, making me proud of you? And I would say, what about you, Father? Will I get to see you, an old man, visiting me at my home, ready for me to repay you for your hard work in raising me? No, you don't remember those words. I do, but you don't. You've forgotten them, and now you want to kill me. Please, Father, please, in the name of Pelops and of Atreus, who is your father, I beg you. I beg you also for my mother's sake, the woman who labored to bring me into life, and who is being tormented even now. I beg you, Father. Once does the marriage of parents
my life, Father? Why has their marriage brought about my death, Father? Come. Turn and give me a kiss. A kiss to remember you by in the underworld, since my words have not convinced you. Oh, tiny brother, what a weak little helper you are. Come on, Orestes. Won't you cry with me? Won't you beg your father not to kill your big sister? Come on, Orestes. Even babies can tell when there's trouble around. There, Father, you see. He's begging you also. Begging you by his silence. Don't you care about me anymore? Here are two of us, both your children, one a baby boy, the other a grown-up girl. Brother and sister pleading with you, begging you, please spare my young life. There, that is my final argument. That light, this light all around us. This light is the sweetest thing that can fill the eyes. This light can tear all other arguments to pieces. The world beneath the earth is a world of nothing. Only fools would pray to go there. I would rather live a full life of misery than die a hero's death.
Helen! All this is your doing, Helen. You, evil Helen, are the cause of this dire conflict between the sons of Atreus and their children.
I know well about him. I know well who deserves it and who does not. And I love my children. No, I have not lost my senses. This is a dreadful thing for me to do, but it is just as dreadful for me not to do it. Whether I do it or I don't, the consequences for me will be the same. You saw the size of the army gathered. You saw the endless ships. The whole place glitters with the bronze armor of the warriors. What must I do? How can I stop these soldiers? The whole of Greece is here, and they all want one thing. They want to go to the famous city of Troy and tear down her towers. Some madness has overtaken their hearts. And they can't, Iphigenia, not unless I sacrifice you. They want to sail immediately to Troy, to the land of those barbarians, to stop this raping and stealing of our women. It is a madness I cannot control. If I try to stop them, they'll kill us. They'll go over to Argos, kill our children, and the both of us as well. I don't have to do anything, Menelaus said, and I didn't. It is for Greece that I am forced to sacrifice you. Whether I want to or not, I must obey Greece. Both of us, both you and I, we must help Greece stand free. Greek men cannot have their women stolen from their beds.
Oh, darling, how can I endure your death?
The same song, Mother. The same words tell both our fates. You, women of Argos, this death, my death, will speed the Greeks to Troy and will bring them on. What a horrid and bitter sight is Helen, abominable creature, godless. And I will be led to a godless slaughter by a godless father. Oh, if only this town, if only Aulus had not permitted the Troy-destined ships to enter her narrow harbors. Those ships with their pine sterns and their shiny bronze prows. If only Zeus had not breathed this contrary wind upon Euripides, this wind that has stalled the expedition from leaving for Troy, this breath that has quieted the breeze in the Greek sails. How harsh is the life of mortals. How full of torment is life for us ephemeral creatures. What suffering has Helen, daughter of Tyndareus, brought upon us, upon the children of Danaus.